Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton were involved in a couple of major segments on WWE SmackDown. The American Nightmare melted fans' hearts after defeating a Raw superstar on Friday night. Dominik Mysterio headed over to SmackDown with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to help the Women's World Champion send a message to Nia Jax. Later in the night, Dirty Dom faced off against the undisputed WWE Champion following SmackDown. Rhodes defeated Mysterio once again on Friday, following which he brought a young fan who was decked out in Cody Rhodes gear to the ring. He presented a signed weight belt to the young fan before hugging and picking him up on his shoulders, ensuring that the fan would remember this moment for a long time. His actions came soon after Kevin Owens viciously attacked Randy Orton backstage. The Viper tried to mediate the issues between the American Nightmare and Owens earlier on the show, but an elbow to the face forced him to take KO down with a punch. Later on, the Viper talked some sense into Cody Rhodes and told him to leave and get his head back together. Randy Orton was attacked by Kevin Owens soon after, and the champion was nowhere to save him from the beatdown. The American Nightmare has become a fan favorite over the years due to his heartwarming gestures towards the WWE Universe. He is walking down a path paved by John Cena years ago, and it could lead him to the top of the industry. It's surprising that Cody Rhodes wasn't around to save Randy Orton from the beatdown, but showed up soon after for a match against Dominik Mysterio after SmackDown went off-air. Everything happens in kayfabe, but it can lead to some magical storylines down the line. The Viper doesn't forgive and surely never forgets. Kevin Owens' words could make some sense to him down the road, as the prizefighter blamed Rhodes for turning on him after Bad Blood. Orton could see through the American Nightmare and point out that he wasn't there to help him when he needed it the most. That could also force the Viper to turn on the undisputed WWE champion sooner rather than later. A rivalry between the two men could fill stadiums. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton have a lot of history, and the creative team could do well to build a storied rivalry between the two superstars. The WWE Universe was buzzing with excitement for the October edition of SmackDown, but nothing prepared them for the drama and twists involving Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. As the lights dimmed and the anticipation of their storyline brewed, the energy in the arena was palpable. Cody Rhodes, one of WWE's most captivating superstars, was at the center of it all, primed to come to the aid of his longtime friend, Randy Orton. However, things took a surprising turn when Cody failed to assist the Viper, leaving the audience shocked and questioning the future of their alliance. And just when everyone thought they had figured it out, Cody threw in a stunning surprise that once again reminded fans why the American Nightmare is one of WWE's most unpredictable stars. Before diving into the events of the night, it's important to look at the deep bond between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. The two men share a storied history dating back to Cody's early days in WWE. They were part of the iconic faction Legacy alongside Ted DiBiase Jr., with Randy Orton serving as the mentor to the young Rhodes and DiBiase. During their time together, Cody learned the ropes from Randy, and a mutual respect was built. However, as is the nature of wrestling, alliances often fracture, and the student eventually grew into a star in his own right, blazing his own path in the wrestling world. In recent years, Randy Orton's character has been more unpredictable than ever, veering between ruthless aggression and moments of respect toward former allies. Meanwhile, Cody, after spending years away from WWE to establish his name in the independent wrestling circuit and other promotions, returned with a mission to continue the legacy of his late father, Dusty Rhodes, and fulfill his own potential. When Cody rejoined WWE, many wondered if he would reconnect with his former mentor, Randy, and reignite their brotherhood, or find himself standing on the opposite side of the ring. As it turned out, the WWE fans got a mix of both. The storyline leading into SmackDown was tense. Randy Orton had found himself in the crosshairs of a dangerous faction that had been terrorizing the Blue brand for weeks. The group, led by a brutal and cunning leader, had been targeting veterans, showing complete disregard for the legacy and stature of any superstar who stood in their way. Orton, being the seasoned fighter that he is, refused to back down. However, the numbers game was catching up to him, and week after week, he was subjected to vicious beatdowns. Enter Cody Rhodes. In the weeks prior, there were rumblings that Cody, aware of Randy's situation, was keeping an eye on his former mentor. Fans speculated that a reunion of sorts could be in the cards, with Cody coming to Orton's aid when it mattered most. Many believed that the ties of legacy would be too strong to ignore, and Cody's sense of justice and loyalty would compel him to step in when Randy needed him. On this particular episode of SmackDown, the match was set. Randy Orton was scheduled to face the faction's leader in what was sure to be a grueling contest. While Orton was ready for the fight, everyone knew that the faction's other members would interfere, as they had done in previous weeks. All eyes were on Cody Rhodes. Would he finally step in to help Randy and even the odds? The match played out exactly as fans expected. Orton, despite his skill and tenacity, found himself overwhelmed by the faction's numbers. As the group ganged up on him, the audience began chanting for Cody, knowing he was backstage. The tension built as it became clear that Randy was in trouble and needed help. And then it happened. The faction hit Orton with a devastating series of moves, leaving him motionless in the ring. The crowd's chants grew louder, with everyone expecting Cody to rush down the ramp any second. But to everyone's surprise, Cody did not appear. The screen backstage showed him watching the events unfold, but he remained rooted to the spot, seemingly torn between his instinct to help and something holding him back. The silence in the arena was deafening as fans watched Cody hesitate. The faction continued their assault on Randy, and still, Cody did nothing. It was only after several agonizing minutes that the referees and backstage officials intervened to stop the beating, but the damage was done. Randy Orton was left lying in the ring, battered and broken, while Cody Rhodes remained backstage, never coming to his friend's aid. The disappointment in the air was thick, and social media exploded with reactions, ranging from confusion to anger.